Good to be in Vegas. I went to school out here, actually. University of Phoenix, online, so... it's good to be back. No, I just live in Seattle. It's great, though. I'm a big hiker. I think you have to be out there. What better for your depression than to be alone in the woods for several hours, you know? Just looking over cliffs. I bet that would hurt. At least if I fell, I'd feel something. Oh, it's a joke, relax. You're not gonna see me on the news tomorrow. They wouldn't cover it. I was worried about bears at first because I'm a pussy, and I was doing some research. It's very confusing because online it says, oh, if it's a brown bear, do one thing, but if it's a black bear, do the complete opposite. I'm like, that's fine, but how do I explain to the bear that I don't see color? You know, I'm one of the good ones, bear. I'm on your side. I went back online, turns out there's like a nursery rhyme for bears. I don't know if you've ever heard this. It goes, if it's brown, lay down. If it's black, fight back. I was like, I think they got that from LAPD, actually. Oh. If it's a polar bear, you say, all lives matter, and he lets you go. That's fun. Yeah. Big hiker, love hiking. I hate camping, though, because I love, say it with me, indoor plumbing. That's right, yes. My butthole is an indoor cat. I wish it would lick itself, but... oh, okay. You guys are kind of tough to read, I'm not gonna lie. It's hard going city to city, you know, like, I like to call comedy clubs ahead of time sometimes, just like get a vibe, you know. I was performing in Idaho a couple months ago, so I call the club, they go, hey, no 4-letter words tonight. I was like, okay, Idaho, that makes sense. No fuck, no shit, no they, them, probably. But Vegas is different. Like, it's not a group, it's just a collection of the worst people from everywhere, you know? How do you make Florida and Portland laugh at the same time, you know? What do we all have in common? Drugs, I know. Lately I've been combining my passions, just doing drugs in the woods. It's a good time. And my friends worry about me. They're like, oh, you shouldn't do drugs. It's the wilderness. It's unpredictable. What happens if you see a bear? I'm like, I appreciate the concern, but I don't think I can fight a bear sober either. If anything, the drugs are keeping me safer. I'm running from the imaginary dragon before I even see the real bear. But if a bear does eat me, I'll take solace knowing I'm the last human any bear eats. Because I'm filled with so many drugs. That bear's gonna tell all of his homies, like, dude, those edibles are stronger than I thought. Holy shit. I had one human, I passed out for like 6 months. It was great. I slept the entire winter. It's a hibernation joke. Yeah. Don't sleep on that one, it's pretty good. Oh, you can grow to that, that's fair. My best friend loves drugs and he loves hiking, but he hates combining them, which is convenient because I get a driver. He's more of like an angry stomper hiker. I don't know if you know the types. I'm Alice in Wonderland, just frolicking in the woods. He's like, screw you, Dad. Oh, I'll show you who's a man. Sometimes I get annoyed because I'm like, I wish you were more fun to go on adventures with. Because sometimes it feels like I'm dragging a 4th grader on a field trip. I'm like, let's go to the science museum. He's like, I don't want to have fun. But then I look at it from his perspective. I'm the 4th grader in this scenario. He's the sober one, right? He's the only one tethered to reality. I'm rolling in the grass and eating pine cones. It's like, dude, we're still in the parking lot. Will you get your shit together? Do some drugs in the woods, man. It'll change your life. And so I feel so bad for homeless people sometimes, because they're so close to having a great time. They just chose the wrong drug in the wrong spot. Like fentanyl in a dog park, what are you doing? That's not fun for anybody. Do some mushrooms in a dog park, I'll tell you what. You won't give a shit who's licking your face, yeah? Oh, who's a good boy? Oh, it's bath time when you get home, Carl. I was performing in Vegas a couple weeks ago, so I took my square friend to the Sphere. It's a great time. If you've never been, it's the coolest experience. It's brilliant because they're like, Grateful Dead fans would love to just do drugs in a field. What if we made the field virtual? And then charge them $50 for drinks. It's brilliant marketing. And it was my third Grateful Dead show. It was my friend's first, so I had to kind of like show him the ropes, you know. I was like, this is how you hold a joint, this is how you don't shower for 6 weeks, you know. I wanted to fit in. Man, he's a little bit of a nerd, but we were having a great time. And in the middle of the show, I looked over, I realized he's been on his phone a lot. And I was about to yell at him, like, enjoy the show, man, there's everything around you. And then I realized he was like Googling the lyrics. I had to step in and be like, that actually doesn't help for a Grateful Dead show. The lyrics are not. Have you heard Grateful Dead lyrics? Do, walking in the sunshine. Here's another brilliant piece of poetry. Driving that train high on cocaine. I don't think he knows the words either, to be honest. I think he's just singing about his day. You don't need lyrics for a Grateful Dead show. It's 2 minutes of singing and then a 30-minute guitar solo. So it's a great show if you have the right gummies. I bought the wrong gummies my first time because I found out in Vegas they sell magic mushroom gummies at gas stations. And at first I was like, oh my God, how do they get away with that? Turns out they don't work. It's illegal to sell drugs at a gas station. It's not illegal to lie about selling drugs. Have you heard of vitamin water? Yeah. The safest thing to drink at a gas station is probably the gas. And that's the thing, I should have known, like, nothing in a gas station is what it is. I just was so excited because I was like, I used to get my drugs behind a 7-Eleven. Now they're selling them inside. Portland had a couple good ideas. But it's a gas station. I wouldn't trust a hot dog from a gas station, but here I am, like, yeah, give me some magic mushroom gummies and some of the boner pills, like, I heard John Mayer's playing tonight. I want to impress him. I should have eaten the hot dog. There's more fungus on that hot dog than there is in the... I would have hallucinated for sure a 7-Eleven hot dog. Anyway, I'm trying to cool it with the drugs a little bit. I quit smoking pot recently. Boo, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. She's like, I'm sober. You're like, yay. I'm like, I quit smoking. You're like, fuck you. It's like the same reaction if I said I voted Republican. You'd be like, how dare you? Okay, that's better. Well, you'll feel bad in a second. My dad got throat cancer. Yeah, who's the asshole now? And at first I was like, well, Snoop Dogg hasn't had a cancer scare. I should be fine. And then my dad died. And I was like, well, I'm not related to Snoop Dogg, so this probably doesn't end well for me. And I just switched to gummies now. Like, I'm not a good person. I'm still getting high. I just do it in gummy form, It's okay. Edibles are okay. It's kind of like wearing condoms again. Like, it takes longer to work. It doesn't quite feel the same, but I don't know where those lips have been, So just trying to play it safe. My dad had cancer for 3 years. I didn't quit immediately. I slowed down over time, and then a couple months ago, I had an epiphany on drugs. I don't think it's the drugs that give you... I don't think you have epiphanies because I think profound thoughts are in you the whole time, but drugs help you block out taxes or whatever. So, like, we were on a family vacation, and we went to see Wicked in the movie theater, and I was like, that's what this is made for, So I took a bunch of mushrooms. It turns out it's made for kids. It was me, my dad, my brother, and his 2 kids. And so in the middle of the movie, the 8-year-old gets bored and wants to leave. So my brother sneaks out and he goes, "Hey, you're in charge of getting everyone home safely." And I was like, "Oh no, you were supposed to be my chaperone, you know?" But luckily, with our powers combined, we figured it out. My dad knew how to call an Uber, and the 10-year-old knew what a Nissan Altima looked like. Because we tell her all the time, stay the fuck away from a Nissan Altima, okay? You can get in a windowless white van, I don't give a shit. But if a Nissan Altima pulls up with a pink mustache, that's a sex offender, for sure. So we get in the Uber, and the guy's trying to make chit-chat, you know? He's like, "How's your day going?" I was like, "The trees have faces on them." He's like, "I just had to the radio one." I don't know why Uber drivers want to chat so much. Like, I get that it's lonely on the road, but just give me 11 minutes of peace for the love of God. I had an Uber driver give me his business card one time. He was like, "I got a book on Amazon, you should check it out." I was like, "I don't want to hear stories now. Like, I'm not gonna Google them later." Also, you're still an Uber driver, so. Book probably fucking sucks. We get to the hotel fine. The 10-year-old's like, "I know how to get to my room. Leave me alone." So we help her get to her room anyway. But then my dad goes, "Hey, I need help putting on my pain patches on my back. Follow me." So we get to his room and he takes his shirt off. And he's got all these scars and lumps and tumors. And I've seen my dad with his shirt off before, but never on mushrooms. So everything was like moving around and bulging. And I was like, "Oh, that's my future." And so I knew right then I would quit smoking 3 months later. Takes time for change, you know. My dad was a radio host in Seattle for 25 years. His name was Bob Rivers, if anyone's heard of him. Hell yeah, a couple people. You can Google him later, it's fine. Don't Google him now, you'll be like, "This guy's way funnier." He actually got inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame, which is a thing. Yeah, pretty cool accomplishment that won't be around much longer. You know? Can't imagine trying to explain to my kids someday that your grandpa used to be famous. Wow, how many TikTok followers did he have? Actually, he's in the Radio Broadcasting Hall of Fame. Whoa, what's a radio? Everyone in my family's in entertainment, which is kind of cool. Like, my brother's a director, my uncle's a musician, my cousin's an actor, my dad was in radio, I became a comedian. So it is refreshing to know that a regular job just wasn't possible with this DNA. I'm not a failure, it's just bad genetics. Asshole. Just kidding, down there. But sometimes I get jealous of my family members' careers. Like, my uncle's a musician. When he gets sad, he can just write a sad song. When I get sad, I don't get to write a sad joke. I mean, I do all the time, but crowds fucking hate it. And I go, "I'm grieving." They're like, "Come back when that shit's funny." Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I got like 10 more minutes of dead dad jokes. And I need you guys to laugh because it's only been 2 months, and yeah, this job doesn't come with health insurance, so you're my therapy. I wonder why comedians die so young. Shit, sad joke. My dad was really young when he passed away. He was only 68, which is like, it's not even old enough to run for president yet, you know? Like, I notice whenever I tell people my dad had cancer, if it's a young person, they always go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And if it's an old person, they always go, "What were his symptoms?" Because young people are like, "I'm gonna live forever," and old people are like, "I'm gonna die tomorrow." And people in their 40s are like, "Do you think this beam will hold?" Not for everybody. It's tough having a sick parent, because I had to take care of him sometimes. It was a real role reversal for when I was a kid, because he used to have to sit me down and be like, "Don't get in the van, the guy doesn't have candy." And then every time I talked to him, I'd be like, "Don't give out your social security number over the phone. You didn't win a contest. That's my money soon, I need it." It wasn't enough, I'm still here, you know, so. I don't know. Cancer is really tough because it's there's a lot of uncertainty. Like my dad got told he had 3 weeks to live, like 3 different times. But I knew that the end was coming because Instagram told me. Instagram knows you better than you know yourself. I kept getting these ads like, is your dad still alive? Order this book while you still can. Have him filled out with his favorite memories of you together. I was like, yeah, that's what my dad wants on his deathbed, fucking homework. You know, like, oh yeah, hey, let me move these tubes and put this pen in your hand. Just fill this out with your favorite memories of us together. No pressure, I'll just look at this for the rest of my life. What's funny is I know my brother got those same ads because he bought the book. And my dad fucking hated it. Not that I'm keeping score, but it is nice to know that he died while I was the favorite. So, score one for the good guys. But our relationship really evolved over the last couple months. He became my sugar daddy. He was paying my electric bill for the last couple months of his life, which is another reason I didn't want him to die so soon. I was like, let's keep this gravy train rolling. I don't know if you know this, I live in Washington. Washington is one of the only states where you're allowed to have a death with dignity, which means if you're a terminally ill person and the pain becomes too much, you can sort of go out on your own terms. Yeah, sure. The only problem is you have to be a resident of Washington. And my parents lived in Vegas, which is where old people go to hide their money. And so, one way to establish residency is to have your name on a bunch of bills. Yeah. My dad was basically keeping my lights on in case he wanted to turn his off someday. It was a pretty awkward conversation to have. I was like, are you sure you don't want to pay my rent also? Like, you never know how close they're going to check these things. But he didn't end up meeting the service. My mom got there first with a pillow. And, hi, Mom. That's what I've been telling people. No. Well, he was just out living his life, but when you're that sick, like, you just have a weakened immune system, so you're really, like, anything can take you out, like a cold or a flu or a hoax, even. And so, by the time we called the hospice nurse, it was too late. They were like, okay, we're going to interview you over the next 2 weeks to see if you're eligible to die. And my dad literally goes, good luck keeping me alive for 2 weeks. It's a crazy process because you have to convince this nurse that you're like close enough to death that you might as well die, but that you're of sound enough mind that you're making the decision on purpose and that you're not just a little sad that day. So literally they're at his deathbed interviewing him like, have you ever thought about hurting yourself or made a plan to hurt yourself and didn't go through with it or started to hurt yourself and stopped? My dad goes, not until I called you. I was like, holy shit. He is dying and killing at the same time. How is that possible? Even though he had accepted his fate and he was ready, as you can be, he was still optimistic to the final day, which is what I admire the most. Like, even a couple days before he passed, he was making plans for months away. He was like, no, the Eagles are coming back to the Sphere in April. We should go. I was like, Dad, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're about to see the Beatles. You know, so... All right, thank you guys very much. My name is Aaron. I got some merch for sale. All the money goes towards my electric bill. First one's just a joke about people with fake service dogs. My friend has a service dog, but it's a Chihuahua. And I was like, I don't think that counts. She's like, no, it helps with my anxiety. I'm like, the dog shakes more than you do, so... Just got a bowl full of pills and the name tag says Xanax, so something for the kids to wear to school. And this one, we're so divided as a country, we just need to come together, you know? Reach around the aisle, yes. If someone disagrees with you politically, give them a handshake. job. I bet that'll change their mind. That's what I always say. If that ass is round, the earth can be flat. I don't give a shit. All the money goes to charity. Yeah, or cinnamon, whoever's working tonight. Just trying to put some kids through school. Not my kids, but if you buy a shirt, I'll throw in a free beer koozie, $700 value. Just Andrew J. Rivers, Instagram, YouTube, OnlyFans.